Hello everyone, this is Alex Live, and this is a film 28 years later. A little boy ran away from the community to find a doctor for his dying mother. Aunt Jane runs into the room where she gathers all the children and asks them to sit as quietly as possible. But only a minute later, the doors are knocked out by the infected. Only Jimmy was able to sneak out of the house and get to the church where his father works. He believes that the world is not waiting for death, but salvation, as the day of the terrible judgment has come, after which he gives up his cross. In the church, the infected break in. The man takes them for himself. Jimmy hides and waits for the monster to leave, after which he runs into the forest. The virus of rage devastated the United Kingdom. Europe managed to prevent the epidemic, however. Great Britain had to be isolated. Those left alive were thrown into the abyss of fate 28 years later. On a small island, people were able to build a safe community. Each resident does his job. Jane lives there, who has her son Spike. The couple gathers all the necessary supplies and weapons. Isla, Spike's mother, is ill with an unknown disease, which is why she is tied to bed for a long time with periodic memory loss. Jane says that today Spike will go to the mainland with him. In their settlement, this is an analog of a rite of dedication to adult life. It is obvious that Isla does not like it. She is immediately overwhelmed by heat, and she forgets what they were talking about. Residents give Spike small gifts and ask him to return as soon as possible. The Council of Elders awaits them at the gates. Jane believes that Spike needs to wait another 2 to 3 years, and then he will definitely be ready. But Jane is sure that Spike is ready. According to the rules, people are allowed to leave the community and return at any time. But if he does not return, no one will go to look for him. Since past attempts were unsuccessful, the couple goes along the only road to the mainland, and you can only walk on it during the tide. It is also impossible to swim due to a strong current. Jane offers to turn around, but Spike is not going to do this, otherwise people will consider him a rag. After a while, the couple climbs a small hill from where a great view opens up. Spike wonders if there are other settlements somewhere. Jane does not deny this, but for the sake of safety, they will bypass all possible villages and cities. A quiet hunter crawled into the forest. Such individuals barely move, but this does not mean that they are safe. Jane gives a couple of tips on where to aim better, and then she praises her son for the accurate shot, but they need to leave since others could hear the screams. At the exit from the forest, they meet a huge herd of deer and a small house in which a person with the M symbol hung. Jane believes that the person was specially hung like that and left infected. Perhaps in punishment or something else. There are strange people everywhere here. Later, a group of fast people met, led by Alpha. It is better not to fight them, and Jane asks her son to run away. The found house will be a great cover. Night is approaching, and Alpha is still standing and looking for a victim. Jane says that they are not only larger, but also smarter than other individuals. There are no arrows left. They will have to wait until they leave. They did not have time to rest when the house collapsed. The couple returns to the shore and walk along the already almost flooded passage, while Alpha comes out of the forest and runs after them. Fortunately, the couple has time to run to the gate and call for help. With an accurate shot from the ballista, the guard eliminates Alpha. Jane checks that they were not infected and lets them into the settlement. Jane tells the residents how the sea eliminated the infected and how they escaped from a flock of fast people, which will amuse them very much. In the midst of the party, Spike leaves the building and notices Jane and the teacher. Spike immediately went to Sam to tell him what they saw on the continent of bonfires. Sam remembers that there lived Kaysen. In the old days, he was a good doctor. Spike remembers that Jane spoke as if all the doctors had died, and now he does not believe him. Sam does not consider it a lie, since that doctor has gone crazy. A new day comes. Spike asks Jane about the doctor. Then he realizes that Sam told him about Kaysen. Jane remembers that when he was still young, they were sent to that zone. Then there were bodies everywhere, and they could not be surprised. But next to Kaysen's house, the stench was so strong that even a step was difficult to make. Kaysen, for some reason, collected the bodies and put them in a row. Kaysen noticed them and, as if out of the blue, waved his hand. He even offered to approach him, but they decided not to take risks and ran away. For the next 15 years, none of them went there. Then Spike asks what will happen after Isla's death. He will live with Rose, and does Dave know about this? Jane hits Spike in anger. This was the last drop, and Spike sets the building on fire. The guards run to extinguish it, which is used by Spike, and take Isla to the mainland. Already on the mainland, Isla realized where they were. Spike calms her down by saying that they are going to the doctor who will help her. During the halt, they are found infected, but someone eliminates him. In the morning, the couple does not know what happened here until they fell asleep, although in reality it was Isla who eliminated him. A combat squad lands on the mainland. They quickly fell into an ambush and try to hide in the tunnel, where Alpha Samson was waiting for them. He easily eliminates the soldiers, and only Eric has time to escape. The couple is also spotted by one of the packs. There was a gas station nearby where they are trying to hide, but it was filled with gas. Eric finds them, he shoots at the infected, and from the sparks, the gas ignites, causing an explosion. Eric asks Spike to tell what will happen next. Suddenly, a berserk comes to the noise. Eric himself is from Sweden, and seeing that the girl cannot go, he takes her for himself. Along the way, he tells about life outside quarantine. He guesses that Spike does not understand what he is talking about, since he does not know what the world was like before the epidemic. Their combat ships sank off the coast in Britain, who managed to get on the boat. Because of the quarantine, no one will go to save him. Spike offers to live in their settlement. But before that, you need to go to the doctor. He is not far away, you can even see the smoke. Eric wants to take a break. Spike shares his apples. Eric checks his phone. It has only 1% charge and no signal. He shows a photo of his ex-fiancée. Spike asks, what's wrong with her face? Why is she swollen? They have a girl in town with shrimp allergies. She is very similar to this girl. We need to continue our journey, in which Eric tries to understand why there are huge infected people here. Sam said that some people perceived the virus as a steroid, and their total mass quickly grew. Eric doesn't like the name Alpha. Berserk is much better. Suddenly, a strange noise came from the forest. They find a child born from a zombie. Eric had an order to eliminate all infected people, but before he shot, he was captured by Samson and eliminated. Their screams are noticed by Kelson, striking Alpha with a special mixture, immediately immobilizing him. Kelson asks for forgiveness for his appearance. This is a solution of iodine for effective prevention. The virus is very afraid of iodine. Kelson knows Samson. He has been living here for 3 years. But since he attacked them, he had to help. You need to leave until the effect of the substance is weakened. Kelson takes them home. He thought he would die alone. Kelson saw so many dead, infected, and not. But here everyone is the same and equal. From the remains, he made a monument. Spike accidentally drops a few skulls. Kelson asks not to worry. The structure is durable, but the bones are on the bone that they crack. For Kelson, all this is a moment of humor. A little later, Kelson stretches the remains of Eric to Spike so that he himself could increase the mountain. Spike says that the child is infected, which is very surprising to Kelson. He had guesses that this was real. Closer to night, Kelson inspects Isla and asks a few questions. He has no modern equipment, which is why he cannot do a biopsy. But at first glance, she has cancer and her brain is already damaged. Alas, but she can't help it. Death awaits her, when it is difficult to say, but soon. Spike asks to go to the hospital and take the old medicine. Kelson explains that every person dies sooner or later. But death can be different, and it is best to leave in peace and quiet. Kelson did euthanasia for Isla and processed the remains. Spike must find a suitable place for Isla himself. He chooses the top of the monument. In the morning, Samson found their refuge. Spike and Kelson hide in a cage. Samson breaks through the bars and almost eliminates Kelson. But Spike grabs the wire and knocks Samson down. Kelson asks Spike to leave while Samson is still sleeping. After a while, Spike gets to the settlement and hands over a basket with a child, inside which there was a note, in which Spike says that everything is fine with him, he does not need to be looked for, he will return when he wants it himself. The film ends with a scene where Spike is attacked by a flock, but the survivors appear and help him fight back. Nishtyak, and their leader was Jimmy. Well, we will be glad to your like. We'll be back soon. Bye!